Hey Wild fans, I am Joe O'Donnell, new radio voice of the Minnesota Wild, and welcome to Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games. New season, this is episode 1. Here's what you can expect. We're going to have player interviews, get you to know your Minnesota Wild star players better than you have before. In addition, content, updates from both on and off the ice, all coming your way here on Wild Amplified. Marcus Foligno, the man they call Moose, will join me here in episode 1. Fun conversation coming up in just a couple of minutes. But first, a little attempt at some humor, some fun on the Xcel Energy Center concourse, a little segment we like to call Joe Walking. What's up, Wild fans? Joe O'Donnell here at Xcel Energy Center. It's Wild Amplified. Time for a little Joe Walking, a little man on the street. We're going to test Minnesota Wild fans, Chicago Blackhawks fans, and see what's up. Kirill the Thrill or Dollar Dollar Bill Kirill?
Dollar Dollar Bill.
Dollar Dollar Bill Kirill.
Kirill the Thrill.
Dollar Dollar Bill.
No.
All right.
Like Kirill Badil or something.
Kirill the Thrill? Yeah.
I would say Kirill the Thrill.
Kirill the Thrill.
How many times did the Blackhawks beat the Wild last season?
They didn't.
Minnesota won all the games.
I don't think did they play each other? Or are they in different divisions?
It's a trick question.
Yeah, they were in different divisions.
Good job.
Yeah.
Can you name the original 6 teams?
Yeah, Chicago, Toronto, Montreal, Detroit, and New York.
Rangers. Did you get the Bruins in there, or did you just give me 5?
I don't know. I wasn't counting.
Neither was I. All right. What is one thing Chicago is known for?
The national anthem. Singing it loud.
It's a damn good answer. I can't argue with that.
Green River is at St. Patrick's.
Actually, can't argue with that one. Give me one thing Minnesota is known for.
Hockey.
State of hockey.
Lakes. Probably the state of hockey.
What is Chicago best known for?
Deep dish pizza.
I don't know, pizza?
Windy City. Chicago-style hot dogs. And hockey.
And hockey. 6 cups, baby.
Who is your most hated Chicago Blackhawks player of all time?
All of them.
That's a good answer.
All 2.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Kane.
Who is your most hated Blackhawks player of all time?
Duncan Keith.
Probably Seabrook. I'm going to get hate for this, but probably Patrick Kane.
Can I change it? Yeah, of course.
Ronick.
If you could name your favorite radio broadcaster, the Minnesota Wild, who just started his first year, who would it be?
I'm not sure who that is.
I can't think of him either. Shocker. Yeah. All right. Those are both correct. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Have a good day. That was some fun earlier this year during the preseason with the rival Blackhawks in town. Hope you enjoyed it. Coming up next, Marcus Moose Foligno, tough guy on the ice, girl dad off the ice. We'll explain. This is Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games. Marcus, thanks for joining us here on Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games. Let's start with the nickname Moose. How long have you had that?
Oh, man, I think Moose came around probably when I was about 12, 13 years old when I started growing a little bit more. And I was known in my family to be bigger, starting to get bigger than my brother, and but I wasn't really that coordinated yet. So it's kind of big and gangly like a moose. And I don't know if my sisters or my mom gave me that nickname, but it stuck. And when I started playing bantam, midget, would somewhat fall down quite a bit on the ice. So Moose started sticking, and I got bigger and grew a little bit more and became a little faster out there. So it kind of followed me through juniors and got to the pro level, and guys realized that it was kind of a nickname, and it stuck ever since.
Who's got a bigger following, Kirill the Thrill or Marcus Moose Foligno?
I don't know. I think he might be edging me slowly. I wonder why, but the Moose has been taken a liking by the Minnesota Wild fans, so it's been nice to see.
What do you like to do away from the rink?
I'm busy with my 2 daughters, so I got my 2 daughters. One's 3, one's 1 year old, so they keep me pretty busy. But other than that, if we're talking kind of off-season stuff, I'm a big outdoors guy. I love fishing, love boating, love getting on the lake, doing things like that. That's been my go-to, and just being around family. The hockey season's kind of stressful when it kind of comes to downtime and getting to see everyone. So whenever you do get a chance to get to spend it with family, that's pretty much what I'm doing most of my time.
What's the biggest challenge between balancing being a dad and a hockey player?
I think just the time at the workplace and trying to get ready for practices and game days. Also trying to switch off that light switch when you kind of turn off the fuse a little bit when you get kind of come home from a game or a practice, or you're right back into dad mode. So it's time to be a dad and play with the girls and stuff like that. So after some long days at the rink, it can get challenging, but for the most part, it's nice. It's kind of a really nice mental shift to kind of go from the pressure that we live here at the rink with, and then go home and you just get to enjoy my two daughters that have been a lot of fun.
I've got 3 boys at home. You've got all girls.
Yeah.
What's it like being a quote-unquote girl dad, as they say?
They say it takes a man to make a man, so I'm not there yet. So good for you. It's girl dad has been awesome. I think there's a lot of great things that come with it. I've seen my brother's got 2 boys, so I can see that the father-son bond, but it's a pretty special bond with my daughters. So luckily, I wouldn't change it for the world. They're still outgoing, do a lot of things with me outdoors. My oldest one, I've taken fishing with me on the boat this summer. So she's kind of taken that role of maybe being a boy a little bit in certain situations, but been a lot of fun with those 2. And again, wouldn't change it for the world. It's been a lot of fun.
Are they very much aware of your career, your profession? Are they Wild fans? Like, how does that all work with them being so young?
Yeah, my oldest, Olivia, she's definitely a Wild fan, but probably more of a Nordy fan than anything. So she loves coming to the rink and seeing Nordy, that's for sure. But I think she's understanding what I do now a little bit more. She's understanding that road trips and stuff happen, and I got to go because of hockey. And so that's been the toughest thing with the road trip side of things. But she's been great. She loves that. She wants to come to the rink a couple times a year. And yeah, she's really taking a liking of what Dad does.
Let's jump to the ice for a minute. What's the biggest strength of this year's team?
I think our mindset. I think that honestly, we're a pretty relentless group. I think we started that last year, and I think just from the leadership group to the guys that were a part of the core last year, I think we have a really good mindset on what it takes to win and what it takes to compete on every night. And if things don't go away in the first, we don't get down, we keep coming. And I think also our speed this year, our speed game has been a lot better, more improved with the puck possession. So a lot of great guys that we've picked up in the offseason, and our core has just been kind of elevated this year. So that's probably been the 2 things, is that I think we're kind of designed to be built for playing a full 60 and then some, and not get too high, but not get too low at the same time.
Wearing an A on your sweater this year, who were some players earlier in your career that you looked up to that maybe helped you develop into the guy you are now, and maybe some leaders that you just, from a leadership standpoint, they were important in your career?
Yeah, that's a good question. When I first came, I got drafted by Buffalo, and I had Jason Pominville as my captain, and he was just kind of one of those guys that always came to the rink, much like Jared Spurgeon, and just does everything right. And it was just kind of a pro's pro. And as a young guy, there wasn't anyone really, it was a perfect kind of mentor leader to kind of look at and just see what it takes to be an everyday pro and be consistent. Played a lot of great guys like Robin Regier, and then, he switched to Minnesota, and you get Mikko Koivu as a captain. And I think he was probably the most intense captain I've ever had. But it was because it was the veteran of the team. He wanted to make the team better, and he led by example on the ice. Practice, he would stick check you and be pretty close to, things in one-on-one battles. He would make sure that he was pushing you and pushing himself to make everyone better. So he's a guy that demanded a lot out of everyone, and it showed why he had such a successful career.
Did that kind of rub off on now some of the leadership group that's here now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've all had Mikko as a captain. I think, Jared's seen him, Matt Dumba's seen him, Brodin, Ecker, even Greenway now. And I just think that when you have a guy like that, it holds everyone accountable. You can be best friends, but if you're not pushing each other and you don't maybe get under each other's skin on the ice, you're not really pushing that person to be better. And that's what leaders do. Leaders create really, really good followers. And I think that's what Mikko Koivu did when he was here. And that's something that we took on. And I think it's just holding each other accountable. When you come here, you're ready to work, and then you go home and you come back and you do it over again.
Stick around for a couple more minutes.
Absolutely.
More with Marcus Foligno, the man they call Moose. This is Wild Amplified. Back here with more Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games. Once again, joined by Marcus Foligno. Being a Buffalo guy, boneless or bone-in wings?
Bone in.
You didn't even hesitate.
No. Boneless wings, I can't do that. No. That's not real chicken wings.
One teammate you're confident you could live with as a roommate?
Jared Spurgeon.
You kind of hesitated there.
I was thinking about everyone else. I was like, what else could I go with? No, I think Jared keeps it nice and clean, nice and tidy.
Well, he's a family guy,
he can
too.
Cook. Yeah, he can do it all.
Who would be the best Minnesota Wild guest on the Spit and Chicklets podcast?
Oof.
Other than yourself. You've been on previously.
Probably Johnny Merrill.
Good stories?
Good stories, and just the way that guy talks is you can listen to him for hours.
Give us a band you're into right now.
Old Dominion. Yeah, big fan of Old Dominion. Saw them play live at the Kenny Chesney concert here at the US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, and I got hooked on them there, and they got great music out right now. And I will say the Arkells, I don't know, Arkells have been out for a long time, but I've just started listening to their music the past year, and yeah, the Arkells are a Canadian band, so I'll go with them.
All right, never heard of them before, but
check it out, Arkells.
I know you're a baseball guy, Twins fan. What would your walk-up song be?
This is always a tough one. Maybe the Jump Up and Shout song from Wedding Crashers. I think everyone would like.
That'd be awesome.
That one. Yeah, I always like that song. So
are they doing personalized goal songs for you guys this year? Do you know?
I think what we're going with is the Shout song from Wedding Crashers. That's why I'm like, I gotta go with that one. But yeah, I think we're just gonna do one song and one song only. So
give us one of your pet peeves.
People who chew with their mouth open. Sounds like a fair one, right?
Yeah. Nobody likes that.
Or guys on the plane that talk on their phone really loud before takeoff. I can't stand that.
Do you get on your kids about chewing with their?
Oh yeah.
When they're eating.
Yeah. My oldest, she's the one that I've always had to kind of watch. And my dad did that to all of us, so that's the thing too. So I learned it when I was at a young age, and you gotta have good table manners. Give
us one of your brother Nick's biggest pet peeves.
He bites his nails a lot. He's just a very anxious guy, that guy. I'm more laid back than my brother, but other than that, when we were growing up, he just always needed to, if you walked by him, he would just kind of give you a bump or something to really just take you off. That would just make no sense. So that was the one thing. He always had to get his hands or something in your face, or you just couldn't leave you alone.
Give me the best nickname on this year's team.
It's got to be Dollar Bill Krill. Dewey for Duhame. That's a good one. Dewey's a nice one to remember. And then, I think Krill takes the cake on that one.
All right, so for this next little quick minute, I'm going to give you a teammate. I want your first reaction.
Okay.
Joel Eriksson-Ek.
Serious.
Cam Talbot.
Pro.
Jordan Greenway.
Tired.
Ryan Hartman.
Funny.
And Kirill.
Smiley.
That was pretty easy.
That was pretty good, eh?
What would you say about yourself?
Best.
That's a great way to wrap it, isn't it?
That's it.
Good luck this year. Thanks for doing this. You're off to a great start this season and continued success.
Thanks for having me.
It's Marcus Moose Foligno, more Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games when we return. Welcome back to Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games. Well, each episode, we're going to spotlight some of the great work in the community, not only done by the Minnesota Wild, but some of our great community leaders as well. And here in episode 1, we'll give you a conversation with Grace Riley from Leaders of Today and Tomorrow. She's part of our innovative charity of the month. Joined by Grace Riley, Leaders of Today and Tomorrow is her nonprofit, and certainly a great initiative. You know, essentially the slogan or the theme is we ignite women to lead with confidence. And I think that's a great message to get out there, especially given everything our society's going through. Grace, welcome to Wild Amplified. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us. Happy to be
And
here.
should note, Grace, a Richfield, a Minnesotan, right? Went to Academy of Holy Angels in Richfield, so state of hockey proud.
Exactly. I think we were the first girls hockey game in the state with Holy Angels. So
There you go. Look at that. Lots of hockey tradition. We love it. You are the Innovative Charity of the Month. So again, thanks for joining me here today on Wild Amplified. I guess first tell us about some of the initiatives about Leaders of Today and Tomorrow and what our fans should know.
Yeah, so we are a volunteer-run organization. We produce a personal and professional development program for young women. So generally early career with about 5 years of experience who are looking to level up their skills and get connected with a mentor. We have a series of 4 workshops and then a project at the end to get better connected within the Twin Cities area, as well as grow their skills and develop that confidence and work on public speaking. It's a variety of different topics.
The mentor part of the program seems very crucial, right? And can be so beneficial for those aspiring in various career fields, et cetera. How do you go about sort of sorting through that process, and what does that look like?
Yeah, so it's been cool to come in. I've been involved since 2019, and there's several longstanding mentor and fellow relationships. So some mentors have done it a few times with us. We do recruit each year, and our programming committee takes a lot of time matching up people. Our program isn't limited to one industry. It's a wide scope of industries that the fellows come from. And so we try and keep a catalog of people who are interested in working with these women, though we are always looking for other people who are interested in mentoring young women. And there's an application on our website for that as well.
Website is wearelot with 2 T's.org, wearelot.org. Anything on social media our fans should know about to connect with you guys?
We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with that We Are Lot username. And then our website, there is a place to sign up if you want to hear more announcements for volunteer opportunities as well. We generally recruit for board members and committee members. That's an ongoing process. And then we'll send out an announcement when we're looking for fellow applications to open, as well as mentor applications to open.
Awesome. Grace, thank you again for joining me. Congratulations on being our Innovative Charity of the Month. That's Grace Riley with Leaders of Today and Tomorrow. And we appreciate your time. Again, wearelot.org. Wild fans, get involved. Thanks for all the work you're doing with women and their career path. All right, we'll take a timeout. More of Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games, when we return. Welcome back to Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games. Well, over the summer, the Minnesota Wild organization lost Assistant General Manager Tom Kurvers, who passed away after a courageous battle with lung cancer. Minnesota Wild players are going to wear TK helmet stickers throughout the campaign. And on opening night, the organization paid tribute to the man that was such a big figure in the state of hockey, Tom Kurvers.
Born and raised in the state of hockey, Tom Kurvers found success at every stage of his hockey career.
From the University of Minnesota Duluth, Tom Kurvers.
He was probably one of the most gifted offensive hockey players that I ever had a chance to coach. 76 points in 43 games was phenomenal.
Tom holds virtually every career scoring record for Duluth defensemen.
His senior year was magical. All the team success we had, I think he was the league MVP, the Hobie Baker Award winner, and just had an outstanding college career.
Following collegiate success, Kurvers entered the National Hockey League with the Montreal Canadiens in 1984.
For us two to be rookies and break in the way we did, things weren't going great for the Canadiens back, and then to have the season that we did was almost too good to be true.
Cross for Kurvers, and the blast scores!
Of all the really good defensemen we had, he was the best power play guy. There's 2 types of hockey players, the guys who won the Stanley Cup and the guys who wish they did. And Tom and I were part of Group 1.
The Canadiens will win the Stanley Cup.
After an 11-year NHL career, Kurvers began a new hockey chapter, first as a radio broadcaster and later in management with the Coyotes, Lightning, and Minnesota Wild.
When I got involved with the Phoenix Coyotes, Tom was working for the hockey club, and right away our kind of hockey minds together clicked.
Our time in Tampa together, both kind of similar backgrounds as former players, we had certainly a lot in common.
Tom was just such a great listener and always had just great feedback or advice, and I really relied on him a lot.
He was a great hockey player, but he was more than that. He helped people from all walks of life with whatever problems they may present to him. And as a man, I am so proud of him as his father.
I use a handful of words to describe Tom, but the one word that comes to mind above all the rest was humility. Tom led with humility. He had a disdain for arrogance and ego, and if you displayed any of it, you were done. The big thing about Tom was that he cared. He cared about people.
That was what Tom Kurvers was about. It was never about him. It was what he could do for other people. The last thing he told me, he loved me, and I'll never forget that.
And I just miss him.
Well, so many emotional moments on opening night. Not only the TK tribute, but the fans coming back in Xcel Energy Center for the first time, what felt like forever. And then a resounding and emphatic win over the Winnipeg Jets in come-from-behind fashion. The crew from Beyond Our Ice able to capture it. Take a look.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. This is awesome to see. Greenie, why am I wearing a suit?
Start of the hockey season.
Going back to work. Good, you remembered. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. And it's picture day too, right?
And it's picture day.
Yeah, we're back to work, boys, back to work. Listen, you guys know what this is all about, right? Right? What's it all about? Spurgey?
Hard work and having fun.
That. This is about winning. Let's go. This is about winning. That's all it's about. Everything we do from today on is all about winning the Stanley Cup.
For the full episode of Beyond Our Ice, as well as other digital content, including Posted Up with Ryan Carter, check out the Minnesota Wild YouTube page today. All right, that does it for episode 1. Special thanks to the Hockey Lodge for this cool quarter zip, as well as the many decorations here in our studio. Aurora is our official wardrobe sponsor. Marcus Foligno, who joined me earlier, will get a swag bag from them for his contributions to today's program. Also want to thank Innovative Charity of the Month winner, Leaders of Today and Tomorrow, and Grace Riley. And again, thanks to Moose for stepping in here in episode 1. That's going to do it. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Wild Amplified, presented by Pilot Games.